everyone, and welcome back to A Tale of Wizards and Bribes, where we play Dungeons and Dragons in the Blood Bowl universe. I'm joined by DM Allard and Nufme over here, and Sheepdog and Caffeine Princess. Hi folks, welcome back.
Hello, hello.
So, want to remind us what happened, Allard?
Yeah, sure. Let's do a recap real fast. So, last session, we were introduced to Caffeine's character. And I must admit that Gale, yes, thank you. Names are not my strong suit, but people might have noticed this by now.
So weird.
Yeah. We were introduced to Gale Silverkin. She was introduced during a meeting of the team where basically everyone kind of talked. And during this meeting, everyone was reminded that Lenric Balen, who looks kind of like this, and he does this. Right.
Yes?
That guy. Yeah, for some reason people think he's annoying. And
no, he's awesome.
Kind of came, yeah. Yeah, most people think he's annoying for some reason. And the group kind of came together and said, you know what? It would be really nice if Lenric would
Leave.
disappear. Yes, leave. And the group kind of came together after having a bit of discourse about some other matters, because Gil in the past had written a piece about Alexei, which Alexei wasn't too fond of. But despite this, they all agreed together that, well, except for Siegfried, that Lenric was, pretty deplorable figure. So if they could all work together to get rid of him, that would be fine. And that's kind of where we left off.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay, cool. So you guys are going to go and have a few drinks and dinner, I suppose, to discuss matters, right?
Yeah, Secret Spain.
All right. Are you guys going to go to the Red Deer Inn, or are you going to go to? I'm quickly looking up the name of the place. The place, basically, the gambling den.
The gambling den. The gambling den is the place.
Valias Hearth.
Yes.
Going to the gamblings then.
All right.
Is that place owned by Glurk's boss?
Well, it's a bit unclear, but there's basically two buildings, and one of them is the inn, which probably the place you're going to have dinner and stuff, which is a nice, expensive establishment. But you guys can stay there you can have dinner there for pretty fair prices. And the gambling den is basically below it. You can enter it directly, but it's not a nice establishment as well.
Is that where your brother hangs out?
We talked a lot about my brother, so we shall move on to this conversation. We're talking about you and your problems with a guy who's blackmailing you.
I never said he was blackmailing me.
Sure. Let's go with that. But he kind of is.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
There's a little bit of blackmail happening.
Right. You guys get to Valias Hearth, and we get there. There is a good deal of smoke in the air, and you can hear people softly singing to one corner of the inn, and people seem to be just having a good time. You see a few people playing a bit of cards, and as you enter, a few dwarves notice that Glurk is among you, and they walk up to you, and they're all smiles, big grins underneath their thick beards, and one of them slaps Glurk on the shoulder and says, "Glurk, good to see ya."
You too.
Guy.
He nods to the others, and he looks to the man behind the bar and says, "The good stuff, Glurk's here."
Apparently, the Glurk's paying.
All right. Yeah, let's let's have the good stuff.
All right. So A table is set aside for you all to sit at. The dwarves join you for a little bit. They kind of talk a little bit about a small gang which is nearby, and one of them says, "You know, these people think there's something. We should probably go around there and just show them what's what." But after a while, they sort of get the feeling that maybe they should excuse themselves for a little bit so you guys can have your talk amongst yourselves. And
Considerate of these dwarves.
yep, you have your table to yourselves. You have a good drink, good food, and well, your own company.
Yeah, your own company. I like that.
All right. So, what's the plan?
I thought you had a plan.
I knew you were gonna do that, you bastard. As far as I can tell, okay, let's start over. So, our friend Gale, our friend Siegfried over here is not being blackmailed by Lenric at all, and is not being forced to say nice things and cover for Lenric at all.
Nope.
Okay,
Never
good
happened.
to know.
Never
But
happened.
even though these things are happening completely by his own volition, he would like them to stop.
Like you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we feel that a good way to make that happen is for things that we all know and suspect from Lenric to come out in the open.
I don't think that would help.
Really?
But if look, if Lenric disappears, he needs to disappear. Like, if he's just cast out, that's not necessarily a good thing, I think.
All right.
So you want him dead?
The direct approach. Are you taking notes?
Absolutely not.
I'm not taking notes either.
Look, if he gives me, if we give him the idea that I've double crossed him in any way, then that doesn't really improve things for me, does it?
That's true, but only if he thinks that you double crossed him. Right?
Yeah. Is this
Who
the
else
start?
would?
Uh,
Is this the start of a plan?
Maybe. I mean, something happened. All right, Gil, could you put down the pen and paper, please, for a minute? This is slightly off the record. And is there some kind of recording imp around here that we should know of?
You don't see any.
Do I need to roll perception on that?
Okay.
You can always roll perception.
At the mention of
need to.
At the mention of this, you see Siegfried start to look around frantically and look under the table, and he's suddenly very, very worried.
At this point that you look under the table, you hear a loud bang coming from outside. And it probably makes Siegfried jump.
Yes, absolutely.
And if he's not careful, he'll probably hit his head against the table. And the rest of you probably realize that this is the sound of the people working at the train station. But for a moment, Siegfried might actually be really spooked before he comes to the same realization.
Manly.
Dude,
The people working at the train station make a lot of noise. And not all the time, but now and again, it's like, almost like an explosion.
Is there an attack?
yes, people are repeatedly striking iron and wood.
You can see that Siegfried has a bit of leather strapped around his hand already, looking around.
Put down the magical items.
You are awfully jumpy, Siegfried.
Yes.
No, it's okay. It's good. We're cool.
Really? You just then really just put down the leather strap.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right, cool. So, was I having
Off
a
the
fun?
record.
Yes, off the record. That's the thing. So, pens down. You had no flying imps, right?
Mm-mm.
Allard?
Roll a perception check.
He did.
He did.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay.
Apparently, I believe that there are no flying imps, regardless if there were any.
You notice no one, but
Suddenly, the entire pub is empty because I just don't see no
yes, it's really weird like that.
Everyone gone.
Start looking around. Where are you guys?
I'm just very quickly looking something up because I imagine
He's checking the secret flying imps what their stealth.
exactly this is true.
Mhm.
The fact that the DM is looking for so long, people at home, gives me pause, but I'm not allowed to metagame, so my character still knows nothing.
Well, Gil and Siegfried both noticed that Tyron, who is basically the guy that Glurk works for, and sort of unofficially his uncle. That's kind of the relationship they seem to have.
He's
Who
his
is
uncle.
sort of hovering nearby. You're not sure if he's, actively listening to what you're saying, but he seems to be keeping an eye on your conversation.
He's not trying not to be dropping some eaves.
Mm-hmm.
So you notice that. But beyond that, no one seems to be paying much attention to you.
All right. So, like I said, off the record, a few, I think, weeks ago, we infiltrated Lenric's boat. I think it was weeks ago, right?
Yeah, that was exciting. It was about
Yeah.
2 months ago.
All right, 2 months ago. Stop writing, taking notes. I take away her pen. A few months ago, we did some investigating of our own to try and find out what the deal was with Lenric Balen. This was about the time that we were going to start. It was the start of the season, and the team was looking good. Or at least
The
we thought
coach, not so much. Yeah.
the coach not so much. So we thought we need to investigate a bit. We discovered that Lenric had plans to make the team fail so miserably that the team, or at least our position as a team, could be bought up by a rival. That is Siegfried and I, stopped that from happening by taking away certain possessions from his handler, should I say, or Lenric's handler, the guy who he talks to, and
His contact.
his contact. And I think we mentioned this to Galen, and Galen basically took away some control from Lenric. But I think for some reason Lenric found out that we were doing something, or at least he might have found out that Siegfried did something.
Well, he did walk in on me as I was going through his stuff. But I was invisible at the time, so I don't think he recognized me, at least. But yeah, that was exciting.
I recognized his invisibility. It reminded me of the time. Anyway.
I may have under-investigated magically before entering. So that happened.
All right. So the thing is that for some reason, Lenric has something on Siegfried. And he's been using it against Siegfried. But Siegfried's not saying all of this. This is pure conjecture on my part.
This never happened.
No, this never happened. This is pure conjecture on my part that he's using this against Siegfried so that Siegfried makes it sure that his position is semi-safe with the team. Because if he would ever be kicked out, he'd probably use this hypothetical thing he has on Siegfried against Siegfried, which might be, hypothetically again, bad for the team in general. Am I conjecturing something that makes sense, Siegfried?
No, not at all. No. I just think Lenric is given a bad rep, and that he's better than we give him credit for. And
all right, Siegfried, could you just give me a minute? Give me a minute. How about you get all of us a beer and take about 10 minutes to do so? And when you get back, you've heard nothing incriminating.
I have a question.
Please hold the question until Siegfried went to go get the beers.
Well, okay.
Siegfried?
He's gonna forget it.
Alright, what's the question?
Who's this lady?
This is Gail Silverkin, the reporter who's going to help us get rid of Lenric. Or at least make it easier for us to do so.
Hopefully.
I'm not sure I like reporters.
Would you like me better if I bought you booze?
More than I do now, sure.
Good. I go to the bar and buy him 2 shots of whatever. Yeah. I'm smooching up a guy. It's okay.
This is all happening while Alex is like sitting there like going, I was trying to hatch a plan here, people.
Yes,
I'm not
everyone's
here
just
hatching
leaving.
anything, but I was trying to hatch something that would have I need intellectual people.
No problem.
Well, I give Lurk his drinks, and then I sit down. Okay, so the plan is
Crime. Murder. Murder.
murder.
Murder. All right. Lenric
So
likes,
what can I help with in a murder?
well, you can make it so that we don't look implicated.
You can write a story about how we didn't do it.
Just you 3 guys.
Yeah. Just put in the paper like Siegfried, Glurk,
Definitely wasn't these guys.
yeah, Siegfried, Glurk, and Alexei not suspected of murder.
At all.
Yeah.
Even though they were there.
No.
And they were
She-
bloody.
She can say we weren't there or bloody.
Okay.
We were somewhere else.
Not bloody.
Yeah.
Cool.
Besides, I assume you're not coming with me to... I mean, unless you really want the rush of killing this guy. He is kind of annoying.
Kind of.
The thing is, though, Gail, what you can help with is I actually need to know what he has on Siegfried. Because if it's not
Can
bad
I
at
take
all...
notes now?
Yes. Because
Thank
if
you.
it's not bad at all, I don't want to start to go maybe possibly kill a guy if whatever Siegfried's problem is that he's just paranoid.
Allard, who...
I'm not
who's,
paranoid.
being gestured at? Is it me or Siegfried or someone else?
To you.
Okay. Excuse me for a moment. We'll go talk to the boss.
Absolutely.
And the group was 2.
No, I just got back because I told you
Oh.
I'm not paranoid.
That probably
so
made me
paranoid.
jump.
So I wonder if
Okay.
it's a tyrant, but
Yes.
they can keep doing their thing.
Yes.
It's not paranoia if they're really out to get you.
Nobody's out to get you. Not
Well,
anymore. Yes, there
Take-
were real drow assassins trying to assassinate us. But Glurk took care of your guy. I took care of my girls. We're fine. No more assassins. We're not dying anymore. That's my wife
We're not?
right there.
hey, wife.
No idea why she's actually standing there. She's taking a picture of the dog who's on the floor. You can't see the dog. All right. That was weird. But completely lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. Somebody help.
Okay.
Okay, so we need proof,
Yeah.
like real proof that he's up to no good, and we need to know who we
Yes.
can trust.
Yes, and if we could actually find some proof of that he's actually systematically selling information about the team, trying to break down the team's cohesion, at least he was, because I still don't believe he's doing it, helping now. I just believe that I'm not allowing him to get in the way. That's what I think was happening right now, because he's trying to get inside team quarters at every single moment. And he just stands there with his glasses, staring at at team meetings.
Could it be? Could it be that because what we read from his information earlier was basically that he'd given up on the team and therefore decided to undermine it instead.
Okay.
But now that we're showing so much promise, now that we're doing so good, couldn't it be that maybe he could come around and we don't have to?
I'm just wondering what he gains on having Siegfried under his thumb.
That's the same thing I'm trying to wonder as well.
Well, while you guys are kind of having this conversation, I'm going to go over to Glurk for a moment. Because Glurk goes over to Tyron, and Tyron smiles at Glurk, says, "Good to see you. So,
Hey, boss.
you brought your group."
Yeah. I don't know who the woman is. But the other two, yeah, sure.
Yeah. She's a reporter of some sort, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, as long as she's writing good stuff about us, that's good. Maybe I should introduce myself.
Sure. I'm sure that would go down brilliantly.
Well, before that though, there's something I want to discuss with you.
Right.
He kind of moves you a bit behind the counter so that you have a bit of privacy. And he says, things have been improving for us. You know, this deal with Galen has done a lot of good for us. City's getting richer, and so are we.
Yeah.
It's great. So, what you're doing is important, and I'm proud. Proud of your part in all of this.
Thank you. I did beat up a giant robot.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
And I think there might be more. So,
Giant robots?
well, I mean, she got away, didn't she?
Maybe.
Apparently, it's her thing. So, I wouldn't be surprised if you see another one. Look, I'm
Okay.
sure we'll need your strength very soon. So, there's that. But the thing I really wanted to discuss with you is this. The coach of the team, Lenric,
Yeah.
he's been up to something.
We were going to kill him.
Going to kill him.
Well, there goes my solo plan. I should have asked Glurk to just put his fingers in his ear.
Well, I mean, that's.
Are we accepting any knife jobs at the moment?
I mean, I hadn't considered killing him yet.
Well, I think the plan was make him disappear, but if
Yeah, I
you've
think
got a
that means
problem-
killing him most of the time, right?
Yeah. But if you've got a problem, we can make a display out of it, maybe. Like
Look.
if you want to send a message, boss.
I don't know what the rationale is behind killing him, but you know, I don't think we should kill people without thinking about it first. You know, I mean,
No, well, that's why I asked you, because
all right. Well, I am a little bit concerned about what he's doing, so maybe there's reason to get him to disappear. But
they said something about him messing up the team, or like there was something about blackmail as well. Maybe if we can find the information on the blackmail, we can start blackmailing that person. Make some extra money out of it.
I think that's interesting. But the reason I asked you is that I know that all this espionage thing isn't really, you know, what you like to do. It's not your strength. But
Right.
I know that what Lenric is doing has got something to do with Siegfried.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if you had any idea what he was up to. Because what I know is the following. And then maybe you can, you know, fill in the gaps that I don't have.
All right.
For some reason, he's been buying up slaves that have some sort of past disease, which means that they are disfigured.
Siegfried?
No, Lenric has been buying up
Right.
disfigured slaves.
Okay.
And in the past, the only slaves that he's bought up were relatively good-looking girls.
Sure.
So I don't think. I mean, this is something very different for him. And he's also had people on his payroll going to Herven to repair buildings.
Right.
And the only thing I know about all of this is that I bribed one of the workers, and asked him what he knew. And the only thing I really got out of him is that he has plans for Herven, and that he expects Siegfried to play some sort of role in all of this.
Right.
That's all I know.
But Siegfried's an important asset to us, right?
He is.
Which is why I'm not allowed to let him die.
No. I mean, we shouldn't let him die, even with this weird bird eyes that he has now.
He has what?
Well, he has bird eyes now for some reason. It's kind of weird.
I didn't notice.
Oh, well. All right. Doesn't matter.
Right.
But what doesn't matter is that this business that's going on, having all these buildings in Herven renovated for some reason, buying all these slaves. It sounds like Lenric wants to make some money on all of this, or something. Yeah. At least I smell money in this, and if there's money, I want a part of it.
Sure.
So, if you can find out what's going on, might be good for business.
And you don't want me to use espionage?
Well, I mean, just keep your...
Because you know how I find out what's going on. I hit people until they tell me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to do what your strengths demand. Obviously, yeah. I know.
Does he have anyone that works for him that I can once over?
He does have 2 assistants. One of them is in charge of the builders. You could try to rough him up.
All right.
A guy called Briggs. So that might be something.
Okay.
Here's his address. He gives you the address of his home.
Great.
But kind of explore your options. Maybe.
How about we set up a contract for killing this guy, Galen? This is actually me not remembering it. Yeah. Lenric, how about we set up a contract with this guy, Lenric, and then we'll give them an estimate of how much it will cost, and then if they want it, then they can do it. And I mean, we don't have to do it right now.
Well, for me, it depends a lot on why they would want Lenric dead.
Right.
I mean, just killing Lenric for no particular reason is, I think, something that would take a lot of money.
Yeah.
But if there's a good reason to have him dead, then, then it's probably worth it.
We give him a discount or something.
Yeah. So let's meet this reporter, a friend of yours. See
Brilliant.
What she's about.
But incidentally, don't know who she is. Not my friend.
Oh. All right. Well, I don't know much about her, but apparently she's a reporter.
She has an invisible imp or something. I heard.
An invisible imp?
Yeah.
Had a lot of whiskey today.
No more than usual. 5 or 6.
He passed you on the shoulder. Look, let's go meet this invisible imp.
All right. You can point it out to me.
I'll try.
I haven't seen it yet.
Right here.
He just laughs as he walks with you towards the table. Do you guys want to discuss something while Glurk's been gone, or?
Yeah, I've been thinking. So, where we were is that Lenric wanted to sell the team off for a lot of money. The team would only be sold if it was really doing bad, because that'd be the only reason for Galen to really get rid of the team.
Yeah, and control over the team would also mean control over the territory. Exactly. So it's also a very political thing. Yeah.
Yes. Alexa and me, Siegfried and me, I'm Alexa. Siegfried and me have been making sure that the team has been doing really, really well.
Yes.
So that would mean no reason to sell the team. That's a bad thing for Lenric. If you
to be honest, Lenric has never asked me to actually make the team perform more poorly, though. That's
yes. Shush. Continuing with my
monologue
reconstruction of the situation. So, me personally, I felt 2 months ago prior that Lenric was a bad influence on the team, as he wasn't doing anything for the team. There was no coach. I mean, most of the coaching was being done either by me or by one of the players himself.
You want his job.
I don't want his job. I wanted to get rid of Lenric so we could get a new coach, because we're not getting a new coach unless still Lenric leaves. All right. So, for some reason, a few months ago, you, Siegfried, started to change your mind about Lenric. Right about the same time that Lenric started to show renewed interest in the team. Not by helping out on coaching, not on helping out with the training, but by showing up at the matches, waving at the crowd, and flashing his sunglasses.
They are pretty cool sunglasses, though.
They are pretty cool sunglasses, I have to admit. But that's beside the point.
They're great for the movies.
They're awesome for the movies. So my conclusion here is that he has something on Siegfried. Now I've been thinking, and that's really hard for me because I don't think I usually just do cool stuff and look good doing it. But I do remember an old friend of yours, Siegfried, showing up at a party, and you were really not happy to see him. Now, I don't
really
why.
friends.
Exactly, that's fine. But you knew it was a guy. He knew you from way back. You knew him from back, and it was
Awkward.
special. Yeah, that was the word. It was awkward. Maybe Lenric and this guy met, and that guy told Lenric why it was awkward between you guys, and that thing that was awkward is so awkward to you that it's enough for Lenric to blackmail you.
I can't imagine what that would be.
I think it's way simpler.
Oh,
Siegfried,
Yes.
this is about Amina, isn't it?
who is Amina?
It's a friend of ours.
Mm.
I'm not going to dwell into any details. Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, good. I don't think you need to worry about Siegfried's old friend.
Okay, so it's something else.
Yes, that you don't need to know about. We don't need to talk about it, Siegfried. There is no reason to talk about it. I have been instructed to not dig deeper into that by her. So I'm not going to do it. You don't need to say a word.
Interesting.
Okay, that sounds good. I can live with that. That's yeah.
Is that all he has on you?
Well, there's perks.
What?
Is that all he can use against you?
Well, I think this might actually be something that Gil might know. In fact, I think it would be likely. Well, no. Let's save it. No, we'll do that later. Continue.
Yeah, that's yes, that's it. And there's perks, but yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, I figured as much. Okay, well, that's a start, at least.
So, as you guys are kind of talking, I think this is a good time for Glurk and Tyron to return.
Yeah.
Or actually Tyron to get here. So Tyron walks up with Glurk, one arm around Glurk's shoulder. And he walks up to you and big smile on his face. And he looks at all of you, says, Siegfried, Alexei, good to see you again.
Sir.
Glad you came to my establishment. I'm honored.
That's a good place.
It is actually.
Enjoying yourself?
Yes.
Good.
Sure.
I'm confused, but sure.
Don't worry about it. He makes a gesture, and one of the waitresses starts moving towards you. And as she does, he turns to Gil and he says, "It's an honor, Lady Silverkin."
Nice to meet you. Who might you be?
I am Tyron. Just a humble, normal dwarf.
Well, nice to meet you.
Does Gail know anything about this guy already? Because she knows
Yes,
stuff.
Gil will have known will know this guy. You probably I'm not sure how much you as a player know about Tyron. So I'll quickly go over it. Tyron is basically the local crime lord of Ristead. As far as crime lords go, he's a pretty nice guy. I mean, he takes good care of his family, and he, doesn't go about killing people for no reason. So,
Good to know.
well, I mean, there are crime lords who do that. So,
Not
that's
as good
nice.
sounds.
And he has a certain suave nature about him. So that's him. So Tyron, the lady shows up, and Tyron says, "So, got some special guests today. What would you all like to drink? It's on the house."
Alexa says, "Just bring me a pint of the best beer and just keep it coming."
All right.
A Salcaton Firebrand for me.
Good. Get Alexa one of my special brand. The waitress nods. And lady?
I think I'll settle for a glass of water, please.
That's fine.
If you have that, that is.
We do have we have water, of course.
I whispered to you, this is the kind of place where you might want to prefer beer.
Yeah,
water.
I prefer not being poisoned.
That's what I mean.
And get the clerk a big one. And me as well.
See,
Is that
Clerk's
a
getting a big
brand?
glass of water.
Can that be like a brand of like
Yeah,
whiskey or something? Just a big one.
Yes, that's good.
There's an ogre on the label.
Yeah, it's just like people walk in and go, "Can I have a big one, please?"
Yeah. Sounds
Yep.
pretty good, right?
It is now
well,
canon.
she goes away, and Tyron looks at all of you and says, "Do you mind if I join you for a short time?" I mean, it sounds like you're busy talking, but
No, it's fine. Please do.
all right.
I pat Siegfried on the back. Cool, dude, breathe.
He's so subtle. It's amazing.
Tyron
He's so high strung.
takes a seat,
This is him being subtle.
and he says, "The two of you have been doing really good to work for the team, and I really appreciate it. I mean, my fortune is linked to the fortune of that team, so good job."
Well,
Thank you for the compliment. We do try.
and thanks for lending us Clerk. He's special.
Yes.
He's been instrumental, zeg ik. He's
Yes,
been my
that,
moral support.
that.
He's been my moral support and Siegfried's back support.
Let me make one thing very clear. Glurk, even if we don't share any blood, he is my nephew. And he's a very important part of my family. In the future, he might be instrumental to leading my family.
Are
So,
you sure?
yes, I believe that my family needs a mind and a heart.
Assuming that Glurk's defeat them.
I can find a heart pretty easily.
Come on.
A couple of hours.
I think Glurk is a great person and a
Glurk's
great
all heart.
and a great warrior.
He is one of the best I've ever seen. He's afraid of it.
Horrible.
You won't see a dwarf who's braver than him. So, I appreciate that about him.
Leadership?
Is that a
Well,
question?
he inspires others. I mean, he gestures around him. You see that there's quite a few dwarves here. Most of them seem quite young. And you can see that a few of them are looking towards the table. And as you look closer to them, you see some measure of admiration in their eyes. And it's not only directed towards Tyron, it's also directed towards Glurk.
Someone will have like tattoos on their chest. Glurk for life.
As you look back, like after looking at those people, Glurk's just picking his nose.
I mean, Glurk is probably not aware of it, but those young dwarves clearly respect him a great deal. And while they don't have tattoos with Glurk's name on it, you do see that they have tattoos which are very similar to Glurk's on their body.
I still suspect Glurk from actually not even knowing when he got those tattoos.
Probably.
It's not a proper tattoo if you don't know how you got it.
If you do.
If you do know how you got it.
Yeah.
Don't know.
If
you remember where you got it, it's not a proper one. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
What you said.
The drinks show up. He says, look, I can tell you this. From what I know about you and what I've seen of your work, I consider you friends of our family. So, if there's ever anything you need, you can come to me.
Thank
I
you.
understand there's some things, you might not want to discuss with me, but I can assure you, I'm on your side.
That's. Thank you.
Unless we get paid to kill you, in which case.
Yeah,
Money talks.
Tyron pats Glurk on the shoulder. We don't say that in front of them, Glurk.
Oh, is that the subtlety thing?
Yes.
My character sighs and says, "Glurk's all heart."
Okay.
All heart.
Okay. We're good. We're good. This could have gone so badly.
We're not being paid to kill you.
No.
Thank you, Glurk.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Right.
I'm
Well,
not being paid to kill you either.
whenever you need assistance with anything, or if you just need to, have a night where you can just drink all your worries away, come here and I'll make sure it happens. He taps the table. Sorry, you were saying?
I said thank you.
He nods. Of course, Alexei. Good. I'll leave you, gentlemen and lady, to your business. I'll speak to you later. Tyron saunters off, and the drinks are delivered. And you can discuss. You're left amongst yourselves again.
Did he just say that he relies on the strengths that the team is performing good?
You mean Tyron?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's good for Leinster Shield is good for Tyron.
Yep.
And we know that Lenric is not good for the team. Or
Well,
you have nothing to say about this.
I mean,
Do we think?
It's a bit of left side of a bit of the right side.
Do we think that he might know something about Lenric that we could use? Because we need a lot if we're going to make anything happen on him.
Wow. I mean, considering his position, it's probably very likely. You know that at least.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I'm just trying to get Alexei to go talk to him because he doesn't know me.
All right. I'm getting up. Slowly but surely.
And we can't rely on Glurk to relay any information whatsoever.
I relay more information than you want me to. Thank you very much.
This is also true.
all right. So Alexei goes over to Tyron.
Yes.
All right. Tyron is at the table with a pipe on one hand and his big one in the other. And he nods to you.
That was so wrong on so many levels.
Yes!
And it just took me like 2 seconds to want to figure it out. Like, Trey is a big one. I was like, wait, what? Anyway, alright.
It's just a drink. It's just a drink.
So now that drink has to be a thing now in your stead. It's official. I'm
Yes,
getting
it is.
a beer. All right, so I walk over and I, Darren, you mentioned that if we needed help, we could come to you.
Yes.
All right. You said that if the team does well, that's good for you, right?
Yes.
It's in my opinion that Lenric Balen is not good for the team.
Interesting. Lenric is a very interesting man. And he's been with the team for a while.
The thing is, I sit over with him and I sit down. The thing is that I know for a fact that he was trying to make it so that the team would be sold off, weakening Galen's political position a lot in this region. That was part of the reason why he was not putting any effort in the team. He was already struggling. Galen returning and investing heavily in the team made things switch over. The team's doing really well now. As long as the team's doing well, Galen is in no rush to sell the team off at all. It would be a really bad decision to do so. I have a feeling that Lenric still has something up his sleeve, or at least just trying to do something. And part of his plan might or might not involve Siegfried. Or at least he's keeping Siegfried very, very occupied and distracted that Siegfried doesn't see into his plan. Normally, Siegfried's very good in noticing other people's plans, and he's not really paying any attention to Lenric at the moment.
So what's Siegfried's stance in all of this?
Very standoffish. He's pretending like there's nothing wrong anymore and that he's fine with Lenric, which is a complete 180 from what he was positioned before.
Well, it's an interesting situation at the very least. I'm very interested in what Lenric is doing. He's doing something in Herven.
In
Herven.
That's a little village, right?
That's the town where corn worshippers were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one we burned down.
Yep.
The one the robot burnt down. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what he was doing there?
He's repairing buildings.
He's repairing buildings?
Yes.
He's a philanthropist.
Shush you!
He's
I'm
also
not here.
bought up disfigured
Woohoo.
slaves.
Sorry, what did you say?
He's also bought up disfigured slaves.
Disfigured slaves.
I have to tell you, Alexei, I'm not used to this kind of doing business yet. It's very honest for me to share all of this with you, but consider it a gesture of good faith.
Yes. I think I just made a connection, but I'm not clever enough to figure out if it's a good one.
Well, if you want, you can share it.
Well, remember Bill the Beggar?
Should I? No.
Who was a mediocre to really bad player of the team. Really improved a lot, as in he managed to catch a ball once or twice.
Well, no, I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
The thing is, Bill wanted to improve, be a really good player, which is commendable.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The way he wanted to do it, not so much. The thing is that he found a way that he could do it. But I'm having the feeling that the way that he discovered to do it was orchestrated by Lenric. And if it's Lenric's collecting disabled people or people of a weak state, mainly slaves, I have a feeling he has something. He's going to try doing it again.
So Lenric has a way to enhance people?
Yes.
That, my friend, sounds like very lucrative business.
Yes, but I don't think it's the kind of business we want, because it's not exactly a safe safe method.
Then again, Alexei, I mean, if you want to go big, if you want to get big, you have to take a bit of risk.
Yes. I subtly glanced at Siegfried. I've heard that before.
Well, I mean,
Why is it
obviously
hiding?
you need to consider the risks, but I think it's pretty boring never taking any risks.
What if the risk means you have, instead of 20 weak and disabled slaves, you have 20 demons on your hand?
20 demons. That sounds a bit outlandish.
Does it?
Yes. Are you saying that's something that can happen?
That might be part of the risk.
This sounds insane.
Not as insane as I thought.
Well, give me another one. All right.
Is another one the smaller version of the big one?
Sure. This is a lot. This is a lot to get my head around. I mean, you need to get Alexia. Does Alexia know what's going on? I mean, sorry. Does Siegfried know what's going on?
I don't know if Siegfried knows anything right now. But the thing is, I would like it if you could maybe put on a spy to follow Lenric, get some more information on what he's exactly doing.
I can do
Get some
that.
more in-depth information on why he's collecting slaves.
Sure. Sure. I can have someone follow him around.
That'd be great.
Right. Interesting stuff anyway. Well, maybe we can discuss things later if we know more.
Yes. Thank you for listening to me, at least.
Yeah, no problem. Of course.
All right, I walk back over to the table to the others.
Oh, Alexei, one last thing.
Yeah.
You have a brother?
My character sighs and yes, I do.
He's been spending a lot of time here,
And
and
calling.
he's been looking into you.
Yeah, sounds like him.
So,
It would be in my best interest if you keep him away from me.
right. I never realized this before, but there is apparently some sort of group which is very interested in you. Don't know too much about them, but what I do know is that they have apparently assassins or something
Yeah.
and spies. And they're linked to your injury.
I know.
I know these people are in town. You know, most of the time I know about these groups. So when there's a group like that sneaking around and they keep themselves hidden, worries me a little bit.
It should. Anatoly only means whenever Anatoly arrives, that means trouble.
Yeah, well, he's been spending a lot of time here. You know, downstairs.
I understand. Just do me a favor. If at any point he says that I'll pay his tab, I don't.
Well, that's what he did at the start, but he hired someone, you know, a guy that doesn't work for me, to spy on you.
Really?
Yes.
Thanks. I'll look into that.
Oh, and you didn't learn this from me.
Of course not. I found this all out by myself.
Makes sense to me.
I go back over to the others.
All right.
So he knows that Lenric's been collecting disabled people, mainly disabled slaves.
Disfigured, I think.
Disfigured, disabled. No, basically,
This is Glurk telling you he knows about this.
all right. All right. Thank you, Glurk. Anyway, the thing is that he also suspects that Lenric is up to something. I've asked him to keep an eye on him for more prominently for a few days to see if he can find out more.
So why were you looking at me funny?
Because I think it might be connected to that to Bill the Beggar and that incident. Because Lenric was there too.
Yeah, that was odd.
Bill the beggar?
We made a demon.
It wasn't a very good
Cool.
one.
You just... How?
Well, and then we killed him.
Yep, we did.
Good.
It. He was a bit too ambitious for his abilities and mine.
All right, now imagine Siegfried for a minute. Disfigured or disabled slaves.
Mm-hmm.
The promise of power to free themselves from the bonds of slavery. How far do you think they would go?
So you think Lenric wants to use my abilities?
Yes. Because
That's
let's
a good
face
reason
it.
to keep you under his thumb.
Yeah, but let's face it, Siegfried. You're tempted to use your abilities as well. There's no. You don't have to worry about it. I get it. Using a spell that powerful is probably like a drug.
I've got it under control. It's the thing with Bill. He wanted everything and he wanted random. I can make this more controlled. I can make this work, and I can make people powerful. There's so much here to be gained, and to not use that vast power just because Bill was too ambitious. We can really make something great here.
By this time, you get dinner delivered. I don't know what you're having, but
Something with meats.
all right.
Meaty
Call it
meat.
meats and eats. Probably sweet potatoes or something.
Everything's chicken.
Tastes like chicken. All right.
This is one fishy looking chicken. Anyway. That's what I think's going on.
Are we talking building a team or building an army?
That's the thing I'm worried about. I mean, who are these slaves that are being bought by Lenric from? Probably slavers or people who are mistreating them, going to follow and trust when they're powerful.
So you're thinking he wants a new team?
Maybe. And if he has a new and powerful team, he might be able to replace our team. And if he does, he'll be the boss of that team.
So
maybe he's just pissed because you guys are outshining him.
Could be.
He should be. Oh, he should be.
So if he
by
makes...
the way, I have an address of someone who's been working for him.
Good.
How?
Don't question it.
The boss
And you-
gave it.
Just accept.
And you'd like me to read this for you?
No. No, because
No, an address, not an address.
Still, it's written down on a piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
I'm having a feeling that we should not underestimate Glurk.
I think we should keep underestimating Glory because situations
I'm not
like
sure
this
we
are
can.
funny as hell.
Well, I was gonna go and kick down a door if anyone wants to come with me.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Can we finish dinner first?
If you want, yeah.
Yeah.
I assume it doesn't matter when we kick down the door. Like we can wait till a bit later.
Yeah, I think so too.
Should
You
be
know
a
whose
fun
door it is.
So what's this person doing then? I mean, we work for Lenric, then technically.
I don't think it's you. It's a different name.
Basically, he's like, all right, so this is the door we're kicking out, but this is my house.
I just had this door put in after you kicked it down last time.
We're gonna fuck this guy up.
I know he's been working on the houses or something.
Cool.
The houses?
Yeah, that we burned down a village.
You burnt down a village.
And I defeated a
As
robot.
we
It
do.
wasn't us.
It wasn't?
No. It
There
was
a
the
robot?
it was
killed a
the
couple of
Doc Ock thing.
Yeah, there are bits and pieces of the machine you destroyed hanging here.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's right. It was that
So,
one.
Yeah.
I dragged it back as a trophy.
As we do.
I think that was the fuel tank. They're using it as a barbecue now.
I'm not getting paid enough for this shit.
Dwarven community. Yes. Well, you have your dinner,
It's drinking down it.
and as you're having your dinner, at a certain point, you guys notice out of the corner of your eye that Lenric is at the entrance of the tavern, and he is kind of standing there.
I was about to say.
Wow,
We
we're
shouldn't have been discussing this in a public.
I'm gonna roll a
public
stealth
setting.
roll and see if I can get out without him pussy.
I think we're in 3D now.
Doing a stealth roll. I'm getting the.
Ooh.
I'm gone. I'm hiding in my mashed potatoes.
All right. So you're well hidden. Okay. It's quite obvious to all of you, except if any of you hilariously don't want to notice, that
He's talking to you, Blur.
that
Yep.
Lenric wants to talk to Siegfried.
Siegfried,
Outrageous.
don't
Oh.
say a word.
Okay.
I whisper to Siegfried, you want me to be dropping some eaves?
I walk out of the bar.
I'll take
And-
his silence as a yes.
All right. Do you want to roll a stealth to follow them?
Again? Come on, dude. I just.
But that was a different thing, right?
Yeah, this one's
That's pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Well, Siegfried comes
I can see
outside,
you with those shades.
and
We've got to stop meeting like this.
You guys in the parking garage?
come on, Cigerino, babe. This is a great place to meet. No one will expect it.
Mm.
Hey, so, babe, I got this great idea.
Okay. I like
Do you
great
like?
ideas.
Do you like beautiful women?
Oh.
What kind of a question is that? Yes.
I knew the answer.
Rhetorical.
why I asked.
Yes.
So, what's the best kind of woman? That's beautiful. What's the best kind of beautiful woman? Think about this, babe.
15, redhead, voluptuous.
No, babe, I'm just talking about state of mind.
15?
Siegfried is really a creep. Yeah.
Look, the answer is this. Desperate and entirely indebted to you.
Wow. Even I'm disgusted.
So, tonight, you go to Herven, and we're gonna have us a little talk. See you there.
Yeah. He left. Did I get any of that?
Oh man.
Did I get any
Yes,
of
you
that?
heard it. You heard it. That's all. Yes.
I've
Oh, that was disgusting.
really
I wish I didn't.
I've really got to think how much I'm willing to make myself hate Siegfried even more.
Maybe stop right here. This is a good stopping point.
So, what do you guys think about a very short break to get something to drink?
Sure.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Sure.
Okay, cool.
So I'll put up break time stuff, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes. So for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching, and we'll be back soon. Those of you on Twitch, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back way sooner, because like a couple of minutes. Alright YouTube, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, remember to leave it a thumbs up at the bottom. And of course, if you'd like to see more videos, do check out the channel and hit subscribe on your top right.